Leo, let me ask you something real. Have you ever had the feeling that a specific day, one random seeming day on the calendar, could actually be the turning point you've been waiting for? Not just another Tuesday, but the Tuesday. Because if you've clicked on this video, I want to tell you right away, this Tuesday, November 11th, is your lucky day. And no, I don't say that lightly. There's something rare happening right now. I'm not just talking about astrology, though yes, the stars are lining up in your favor. I'm talking about a bigger shift, the kind you feel deep in your chest before anything actually changes around you. You're not imagining it. You didn't find this video by accident. The energy you've been quietly carrying. The persistence, the hope, the battles no one saw. It's finally aligning with divine timing. So here we are, you and me, meeting in this moment, in a space where the noise of life fades long enough for you to hear what your soul has been trying to tell you for months. You're not late. You're not lost. You're right on time. November 11th isn't just a date. It's a portal. In numerology, 1111 is the master number of awakening, of remembering who you really are. And with the Sun, your ruling planet, forming a powerful alignment with Neptune this week, the universe is not only speaking, it's calling your name. Loud enough for your heart to hear it. Quiet enough for your ego to step aside. If you felt uncertain about your next move, if you've questioned your timing, your worth, your ability to rebuild something from the ashes, I'm here to remind you, this is the week things begin to make sense. This is not about perfection. This is not about performance. This is about presence. You don't have to hustle your way into purpose, Leo. You simply have to show up open, willing, and honest. Everything else will meet you there. The job. The love. The clarity. The miracle you've been waiting for is not behind you. It's been circling around you, waiting for you to finally be ready to receive. Before we go any deeper, I want to pause. Because I don't take your attention for granted. I know you could be anywhere right now, scrolling through 1,000 voices. But you're here. And that means something. So let me say this from the heart, thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to connect. Every like, every comment, every time you subscribe or share, it's not just about numbers. It's about energy. You're part of a growing family at Eternal Mindfulness, and your presence helps carry these messages further, to people who may desperately need to hear them. If you've been asking the universe for a sign, consider this it. Stay with me until the end of this video, because what's unfolding for you this week is not just powerful, it's deeply personal. You'll understand why certain doors closed. Why certain people left. And why your light, even dimmed, never went out. Now tell me in the comments what brought you here today. What did your heart need to hear so badly that it led you straight to this moment? Let's find out together. Leo, you've probably heard people talk about portals or cosmic openings before, but what does that really mean when it shows up in your life? What does it feel like, and why does it matter? The truth is, moments like November 11th aren't just mystical dates marked on a calendar. They are alignments in timing, energy, and inner readiness, the kind of alignment that doesn't just shift your surroundings, but something inside of you. And this one, Leo, has your name written all over it. In numerology, 1111 is a master number, not just a symbol of spiritual awakening, but a mirror. Two 11s, side by side, reflect back to you not what you want to become, but what you've always been. The reason this energy is so potent isn't because something outside of you magically changes, but because you become still enough to see what's always been moving within you. That clarity, it opens doors. And this year, it's especially powerful for you. Why? Because the Sun, your ruling planet, forms a rare and meaningful trine with Neptune, the planet of dreams, intuition, and subtle knowing. It's like the clouds parting just enough for the light to pour into places inside of you that you didn't even know were waiting. That's when you start to feel things you thought were gone, creativity that once felt blocked, hope you quietly buried, the sound of your own voice returning with strength and softness at once. For Leos, whose strength is often associated with bold expression, this moment brings something even more important: honest expression. Not just what looks good or sounds right, but what's real. And when Neptune touches the Sun, that realness becomes magnetic. Not loud. Not performative. Just resonant. People feel it when you speak. They notice it in how you move. And most importantly, you start hearing yourself again, clearly. This trine opens your heart chakra and throat chakra, creating a sacred pathway between what you feel and what you say. For many Leos, this will bring breakthroughs in self-expression, maybe in art, writing, business, or even conversations you've been avoiding. You may feel called to speak something you've held in for too long. Or to tell your truth, not to be heard, but to be free. And then there's Jupiter, quietly expanding what you focus on. It's not delivering random luck, it's amplifying what you're aligned with. So if your heart is open, your words are true, and your vision is clear, don't be surprised if what once felt far away starts arriving in unexpected ways: a job offer, a sudden financial shift, a reconnection with someone you never thought would return. If you've pulled tarot during this time, chances are you've seen the Star and the Wheel of Fortune. These aren't just cards of luck and hope, they're signs of divine redirection. Of promises being restored. The Star whispers, you're not broken, you're healing. The Wheel reminds you, what goes around comes back, and this time, it's your turn. You may not see everything unfold at once, and that's okay. The 1111 portal isn't here to impress you with flash. It's here to invite you into alignment, slow, true, and undeniable. Like a whisper that keeps growing louder the more you trust it. So if you've been tired, uncertain, or feeling like your voice has been echoing into silence, this is your moment. Not to shout louder, but to listen deeper. Not to chase destiny, but to recognize it when it knocks softly. And if you're still wondering, is this really for me, maybe the better question is, why wouldn't it be? Let this be your confirmation. Not from me, from you. From the version of you that's always known that something was coming. Something big. Something meant. Leave a comment if any of this resonates with where you are right now. Share what this day means to you, not just for others to read, but as a declaration to the universe that you are ready. Because once you speak it, everything begins to move. There's something sacred about recognizing your own light after a long period of feeling dimmed. Leo, your sign is the very embodiment of the inner flame, passion, presence, creative fire, and yet even the brightest souls experience times when that flame goes quiet. Not gone. Just waiting. And sometimes, that waiting feels like forgetting who you really are. Over the past year, maybe you've carried more than your share of weight. You've shown up for others, held things together, tried to be the strong one in rooms where no one noticed you were silently unraveling inside. And when no one asks how you are, it's easy to tuck your brilliance away, not because you've lost it, but because you've convinced yourself it doesn't matter right now. But the truth is, it always mattered. And now, the time has come for that light to rise again. November 11th isn't just an energetic doorway, it's a wake-up call to the fire within you. The part of you that still dreams boldly, even if more quietly these days. The part of you that remembers what it's like to feel fully alive, expressive, powerful, not in the loud, performative way the world often demands from Leos, but in a deeper, more rooted way. That's the true King of Wands energy. Not about control. Not about proving. Just presence. Purpose. Realness. When the King of Wands appears, it doesn't demand you change everything overnight. It asks you to return to that version of you who started with a dream, with fire in the chest and a reason to speak. That version is still here. They've just been waiting for a sign it was safe to come forward again. Sometimes we bury our gifts not because we stopped believing in them, but because we didn't think we had permission to make them visible anymore. Maybe you were told it wasn't the right time. Maybe your ideas got rejected. Maybe life just demanded too much of you, and you had nothing left to give. But now, you're being given something back, a nudge from within, a moment of clarity, a strange idea that won't leave you alone. That's your spark talking. Don't ignore it. You might feel the urge to create again, to start writing, designing, leading, building something that feels true to your nature. Or maybe you'll find yourself standing in front of a decision you used to be afraid of, and this time, you say yes. That's not coincidence. That's alignment. The universe isn't trying to push you. It's just inviting you to take the step you're already ready for, even if you still have doubts. Doubt doesn't mean you're not ready. It just means you're human. The key is to move anyway. Think about the times you held back. Was it really because you weren't good enough, or because you feared what would happen if you truly let yourself be seen? And more importantly, what would happen if you didn't show up now, when everything around you is rising to support your next chapter? This is your sign to try again. Not from desperation, not from perfectionism, but from love. For yourself. For what you still carry. For the version of you that's been patiently waiting to come back to life. If something inside you is stirring, don't silence it this time. Share in the comments what you've been holding back, what you're ready to reclaim. Let your words be the first spark. This is not about becoming someone new. It's about returning to someone you never stopped being. And if you feel it even just a flicker, then the fire has already begun. Love doesn't always return with fireworks. Sometimes, it comes back to you like a quiet morning, soft, unassuming, but deeply healing. And for you, Leo, this is one of those moments. Venus is now illuminating your relationships sector, and the message is simple, yet powerful. It's time to remember the language of your own heart. For a while, you might have forgotten what it feels like to be seen, not just admired, but truly understood. It's easy to fall into patterns of holding it together for everyone else, especially when you're naturally the strong one. You've likely been the giver in many rooms, the anchor in someone else's storm. But when was the last time you let yourself be held, emotionally, without having to earn it? This week, the energy invites you to drop the armor, not because love demands you be vulnerable, but because your soul is ready to breathe freely again. If you're already in a relationship, this isn't about grand gestures or fixing something broken. It's about restoring warmth where silence may have settled. One honest sentence spoken from the belly of truth can soften walls that have been silently built between you and someone you still care about. Words like, "I miss you," "I'm still here," or even, "This has been hard for me too," can open emotional space you didn't realize was still available. And if you're single, this isn't about waiting for someone to complete you. It's about becoming the frequency of connection you wish to experience. That means releasing the fear that love will hurt again, or the belief that you're too much or too little to be loved fully. Those are stories the past wrote, not the truth your future is holding. And when you start vibrating from that quiet knowing that your heart is enough as it is, the universe listens. And yes, someone may arrive. Maybe unexpectedly. Maybe with a glance that makes your chest ache with familiarity. It won't look like the kind of love movies teach you to expect. It'll feel deeper. Steadier. Like safety with a pulse. The kind of love Venus brings right now doesn't want to consume you. It wants to reflect you. Not the version of you that's perfected and polished, but the version you are in private, unguarded, sincere, and still learning. If someone enters your life during this time, it's likely not a coincidence. They're here to help you remember a part of yourself you tucked away. And if someone from your past resurfaces, don't panic. This is not always about reconciliation. Sometimes it's about closure, completion, or even seeing how far you've come. No matter your relationship status, this is a beautiful time to recenter your relationship with yourself. To ask, what does my heart actually need right now? And then here's the hard part, give it. Whether that's more honesty, more rest, more tenderness, or even more boundaries. You can't receive a love that's bigger than what you're willing to offer yourself. That's not a rule, it's a vibration. If you've been afraid to speak what's real, now is the time. Not because someone else needs to hear it, but because you do. You need to hear your own truth out loud. You need to feel what it's like to no longer shrink or hide what matters most to you. That's the beginning of love that lasts. Not because it's perfect, but because it's true. If something in your heart is stirring as you hear this, take a moment and write it down. What are you ready to say? To yourself? To someone else? To love itself? And if you're ready to believe that love can be soft again, safe again, real again, share in the comments what you're calling in. Let it be your declaration. Because love, especially now, begins with one quiet yes. When healing begins, it doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it feels like restlessness. Sometimes it feels like exhaustion. And sometimes, it feels like remembering the parts of you that have been quiet for too long. Right now, Leo, your body and your spirit are speaking to each other again. That's what this 11/11 moment is truly about. A reconnection between what you feel emotionally and how that's been stored physically. You may have noticed it already, changes in your sleep, a sensitivity to certain foods, waves of fatigue or bursts of clarity that arrive without warning. That's not random. That's energy moving. When your heart chakra opens, and that's exactly what this astrology is pointing to, things that were stuck start shifting. Emotion isn't just something we process in the mind. We carry it in our cells, in the way we breathe, in the tension in our shoulders, in the tightness of our jaws, in the heaviness in our limbs when we wake up. The energy center of the heart governs love, but also immunity, vitality, and the courage to feel without shutting down. As it awakens, the body follows. This is why self-care right now isn't just a wellness trend, it's a spiritual and energetic responsibility. Not because you should, but because you're finally ready to treat your life like sacred ground again. Your nervous system needs gentleness. Your mind needs space. Your spirit needs honesty. And your body? It needs to feel safe again, not just to survive, but to receive. So let's keep it simple and real. If you've been over-caffeinating to push through the day, maybe this week, you replace that second cup with water and sunlight. Give your body a chance to remember its own rhythm without artificial spikes. Walk in the morning, even for 5 minutes. Let the sun touch your skin and remind your internal fire that it's still welcome here. And yes, wear the colors that speak to your courage: gold, deep red, burnt orange. They aren't just style choices. They're energetic statements. They tell your cells, we're waking up. And when your emotions rise, and they will, don't suppress them. Don't rush to fix them. Just breathe through them. Try this: inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale slowly for 8. Do it 3 times and notice what happens. Your body is smarter than you think. It remembers how to regulate when you give it space. One of the most healing things you can do right now is write. Not for anyone to read. Not to post. Just for you. A single sentence like, "I am worthy of the light I carry," written in your own handwriting, can create an internal shift no book or video ever could. It's a way of coming home to yourself without needing permission. And if there's a new habit you've been meaning to start, something small, even if it's just 5 minutes a day, started on November 11th. That day isn't just symbolic. It's energetic soil. Seeds planted then root deeper. Intentions whispered then tend to echo louder. What you begin during this window is likely to carry weight in the months ahead. So don't wait for a perfect plan. Just begin. 1 breath. 1 step. 1 yes to yourself. If any part of you is still doubting whether you're ready, that's okay. Healing isn't about confidence, it's about trust. And even if your faith is shaky, your willingness is enough. This is your time to remember that caring for yourself isn't selfish. It's the foundation. The more whole you feel, the more fully you'll show up for the love, the work, and the purpose that's already on its way. So what's one thing, one real, simple thing you'll begin this week for your own well-being? Share it if you feel called. Write it for yourself if you don't. Either way, let this be your agreement with the universe. I'm not just waiting for change anymore. I'm becoming it. By the time we reach this point, after the emotional clearing, after the return of your voice, after the quiet commitment to healing, gets natural to feel like something is about to land. And the truth is, it already is. Not in loud, dramatic ways, but through those subtle nudges that most people miss. Leo, you don't need signs carved into the sky to know something has shifted. You'll feel it in how the air sits differently on your skin, in how your intuition sharpens without explanation, in how a single glance, message, or chance encounter seems to reach straight into your chest. On November 11th, energy doesn't shout, it codes. It speaks in sequences, in mirrors, in repeated numbers like 1111, 222, 555. These aren't just coincidences. They're frequency markers. Reminders from the universe that you are synced up. That you're being watched over. That you're not just walking through life, you're being guided. The more you acknowledge these patterns, the more clearly they'll show up. That flutter in your heart when you catch the clock at 11:11? That's your soul recognizing its own signal. And when you feel emotions swell without a clear reason? That's your spirit stepping forward and saying, something's coming. Be ready. One thing I've learned through years of guiding people through these transitions is that luck isn't really about luck. It's about readiness. It's about choosing to believe in your own worth before the results arrive. The energy of 11:11 doesn't just drop miracles into your lap. It lines up moments of opportunity and waits to see if you'll walk toward them with your heart open. If a door appears this week, whether it's a text from someone you thought you lost, a new opportunity that comes out of nowhere, or even a strange feeling that you're meant to be somewhere at a certain time, don't dismiss it. Your logical mind won't be able to explain it. And it doesn't have to. That's what trust is for. Now is the time to go beyond just observing these shifts. It's time to engage. Let the universe know you're not just watching, you're participating. You're answering. And this doesn't need to be a complicated ritual. Start with a pen and paper. Write the words, I am the light. I allow myself to receive all that is good. Don't just type it, write it by hand. Let it pass through your body. Let the vibration of those words echo in your chest. That simple act of writing can crack something open you didn't even know was closed. Light a golden candle not because it's magic, but because it's symbolic. 11 minutes. Sit with yourself. Eyes closed. Picture yourself standing in front of a glowing doorway. Not running. Not chasing. Just stepping through it calmly, knowing that you belong on the other side. And as you do, place a hand over your heart. Feel its rhythm. Say softly, I am ready. I trust. Say it again if you need to. This is your alignment. This is your yes. And maybe, just maybe, you'll feel something shift right then. A release. A breath. A knowing. So now I'll ask you directly, are you ready to say yes to what's next? To the version of you who's no longer waiting for permission? If so, write it in the comments. Not from a but for you. I'm ready to receive the gift of November 11th. Let that be your signal to the universe. Let that be your first step. Because when you claim the light, Leo, the light claims you back. Every single time. Leo, you don't have to try to become the light. You already are. And this moment, this day, this alignment, this invitation is not the universe handing you something you didn't earn. It's simply opening the door to what you were always meant to receive. There's no pressure, no performance. Just presence. Just choice. As you stand here, at the edge of a new chapter, remember what it took to arrive. The quiet strength. The silent battles. The days you kept going even when nothing made sense. You haven't been waiting for life to give you something. You've been preparing. And now, that preparation meets possibility. You don't need to rush. The shift won't come in a thunderclap, it will move like breath, soft but undeniable. The kind of change that meets you not in the future, but in the now. In the decisions you make today. In how you speak to yourself. In whether or not you truly believe that you're allowed to begin again. So I'll ask you, gently but clearly, what are you ready to step into? What version of yourself is finally safe to come forward? What have you been holding back that now deserves to rise? This is your permission to release the story that says you're not ready. That you have to be perfect first. That you need someone else to go first. Because you are the one you've been waiting for. You are the spark. You are the yes. If something in this video stirred something inside you, don't let it fade into the background noise of your day. Act on it. Write the affirmation. Light the candle. Take the walk. Say the words. Not because it's magical, but because your willingness to show up for your own growth is the most powerful magic of all. Take this moment to breathe in the idea that your future isn't ahead of you, it's being shaped by you, breath by breath, choice by choice. And the best part? You're not doing it alone. Every time you comment, every time you share your experience, you become part of something larger, a constellation of souls who are also learning to believe again. So share something with me. What did this message unlock for you? Are you seeing 1111 more often? Did a part of you quietly whisper, yes, I'm ready? Leave a comment below and declare it. Write it down like a commitment, not just to the universe, but to yourself. Let those words live somewhere. Speak them aloud if you must. I'm ready to receive the gift of November 11th. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting this space, for allowing eternal mindfulness to walk beside you on this path. Every like, every share, every moment you spend with us strengthens this community of light seekers. And it keeps this channel breathing with purpose. If you found value in today's message, please like this video, subscribe for more energy updates and spiritual guidance, and share this with someone who may need it. Because sometimes, the light we carry becomes the light someone else was searching for. Your story matters. Your path is unfolding. And your time is now. Let's walk through that gateway together.